Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my NFL playoff prediction / my top 5 WTF moments from week 18. Would just like to acknowledge before we start the video that the lighting isn't going to be the best, as you guys can probably tell. I'm going to get that fixed as soon as possible, but I rearranged my office a little bit and moved my desk into a different spot, and I still got to figure out how to get my ring light directly behind this camera, which you guys can't see, but there's not a lot of room. Anyway, couple of plugs before we hop right into it. Don't forget to use code Wyatt's World on G Fuel, Prize Picks, or Waggle Golf. By using my codes on Waggle Golf or G Fuel, you'll save a discount on any of their product, and by using it at sign up on Prize Picks, you're guaranteeing yourself to win $50 with your first $5 entry. I feel like I'm cutting a UFC promo. Half my face is dark, dude. This is bothering me. Anyway, remember to always play responsibly, and let's get into the video. Okay, so starting off the video with the top 5 WTF moments from week 18, number 1 goes out to Sam Darnold. What the flip? Are we a minute into the video? We are. What the fuck? Guy plays out of his mind all year, puts on an MVP performance. The Vikings go ahead and play Detroit in the final week of the season for the 1 seed in the playoffs. And he decides he wants to go and do his best Uncle Rico impression and try and throw a football over the fucking mountains every single time someone's open in the end zone. I fell asleep in the 4th quarter. Like, it was done. That was ridiculous. That was an ass paddling. Moving on to the next WTF moment of week 18, we have Bryce Young. What the fuck? I mean, not only did this guy take it upon himself to score 5 touchdowns in the final week of the season, but he also single-handedly decimated the Falcons' playoff hopes, and he's gonna be sending me on a plane there to take a picture with a clown wig on in front of the stadium. What's your problem? Moving on to the next WTF moment, we have the Green Bay Packers. That was disgusting. Moving on to the next WTF moment, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars doing the right thing in firing Doug Peterson, but then keeping their general manager Trent Baalke. I genuinely don't like, why are you keeping him? This guy's been the GM since 2021, and the Jags record in that time has been 25-43. He's simply not doing anything good for the team. The staff he's bringing in aren't good for the team. Like, seriously, Jacksonville fans might as well just chalk next season. You're not gonna get a head coach. Nobody with the right brain is gonna wanna go and work with that guy. There's no benefit of retaining him. Like, what the fuck? And moving on to the final WTF moment, honorable mention, the Dolphins choosing to keep Mike McDaniel. But there is actually one more foolish than that, I believe, and that's the Patriots already firing Gerard Mayo. I feel worse for him than I did for David Culley in Houston. He never had a chance, but Gerard really never had a fucking chance. You know, sometimes coaches can be like players. You have to give them a chance to develop, especially when they're thrown into a situation where nobody would succeed. Like, no way around it. I feel like he got robbed. Okay, now moving on to the playoff predictions. We have 6 games this upcoming weekend, with the first one being the Chargers at the Texans. A lot of people know where I'm going with this one, but I'm taking the Chargers to win 24-16. Like I've said previously about the Texans, I don't believe in them right now. They're banged up, they are underperforming, and they just don't feel like that dominant team that they were going to turn into last year. Jim's a great coach. He knows how to win, and he'll execute that in any way he needs to. It doesn't matter if it's home run plays or if it's going to be checkdowns the entire game. Whatever he needs to do to win is what the Chargers will do, and they will win this game. Okay, next game we have is the Steelers at the Ravens. I'll take the Ravens to win 30-14 here. Much like the Texans, as I've already vocalized before, I do not believe in the Steelers either. They lost 4 straight games, all to whom were playoff teams besides one, and that was the Bengals. I think the Russ bus is completely out of gas. They need to start Justin Fields to give themselves even a slight chance to win this game. But even if they do go ahead and start him, which I don't know what they're gonna do, at some point, like Derrick Henry always does, he is gonna break them down. And when he does, the shift is gonna focus to him, and that is when Lamar Jackson is going to petitely dice them up, throw a little oil on them, lightly sear them, and proceed to bake them in an oven at 425 until golden brown. This should be an ass kicking. And that'll bring us to the Denver Broncos at the Buffalo Bills. Sure, everybody here watching the video could probably imagine that I am going to pick the Bills, as I am a Buffalo Bills fan. However, I think it's going to be a close game, 21-17. I don't see it being a shootout at all, and I expect a lot of drives to end in stalls for both teams. I actually kind of think this is going to be a big chess match. I'm expecting both defenses to have takeaways. I'm expecting both quarterbacks to throw interceptions. However, at the end of the day, I think the better team is going to win this war, and to me, that is the Buffalo Bills. unbiasedly. As much as I can compliment Denver on their success this year, which it's all love between me and their fans and me and that team, I hope you guys know that, I have nothing against you. But as much good as I can say, I can't say I think they are gonna be the team to shut down Josh Allen. Especially playoff Josh Allen. This is where he absolutely thrives. This is in his own house, and this is where he will do whatever the hell he needs to do in order to win the game. Gonna be a stressful 3 hours. It's probably not gonna be the most entertaining game to people who aren't fans of these two teams, but I am picking the Bills to advance in the playoffs. Now moving on, we have the Packers at the Eagles. Eagles win 27-20. Packers just lost to the Bears, got injured in the process of doing that, and are flat out just not as good of a team as Philadelphia. To me, this is the easiest pick of the entire weekend. It's probably gonna be the easiest pick of the entire playoffs, but I don't doubt that we'll still compete. That'll take us to the Commanders at the Bucks. This is really anybody's game. This is a very tough pick for me, but I'm actually gonna take, I think, my first underdog of the video here, which shockingly to me is the Commanders. I think they'll take this game 24-21 in a very narrow victory. This is gonna be an interesting matchup too, because Washington is elite against the pass, but terrible defensively against the run, and Tampa Bay is the exact opposite. And it's also even more entertaining because we've got two terrific quarterbacks. Baker, he just threw 40 touchdowns up this year. And Jaden Daniels, I don't know if he truly is, but I gotta believe is the front runner for the Rookie of the Year. However, the deciding factor to me, this game is gonna come down to mistakes. And even though we've only gotten to see Jaden play for 1 year and we haven't gotten to see Jaden play in a playoff game, it would certainly appear that Baker tends to be a little less careful with the ball, tends to turn it over more. Therefore, I think that will end up holding the Tampa Bay Buccaneers down. And moving on to the final playoff game, which I believe is Monday night, we got the Vikings at the Rams. And you guys probably know from last week's videos that I hate this matchup. I do not want to run into the Rams. I know I'm a Bills fan, but I still live in Minnesota. They're always going to have my support. And I got to be honest, I think I'm going to be wrong this week by picking them. I'm taking the Vikings 33-30 because they can't let this season that was so great end so terribly. But I don't know if they can shut down that Rams offense. I really don't, especially if Cooper Kupp actually starts doing something again. I'm hoping for a slugfest, and I'm hoping I don't have to give up on my Vikings-Bills Super Bowl dream just yet. And that is also going to do it for today's video, everybody. I know if you're looking for my dad's cameo this week, you're gonna have to keep waiting because I think he's a little busy today, plus probably a little demoralized and angry from last night. But I assure you, he is picking the Vikings to win this weekend, at least I would assume so. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, though. Of course, as always, let me know where you agree and disagree. And I also want to say to the people who placed in the top 3 of my Pick'em League, I'm gonna fulfill my promise and still get you guys your jerseys, so be patient on that. I'll look into that soon. However, you guys know the drill. Show support if you want to. I appreciate any and all help. I'm gonna get this edited so you guys can watch it on time, and I will see you in the next video.